Nerds. You can find them on Twitter, you can find them on the gram. After listening to their podcast, you'll be sitting there like, damn, taking their teaching from one level to the next.
There is always, and I learned this early on with PD, like there is always that uneasy feeling when you're using something for the first time, and then when you're bringing in other people, whether it be students or adult learners, there's this a little scary factor of, what happens if, it just everything doesn't go great. And honestly, the first couple of times it's not going to go great. The only way to get better is to do it.
I was going to say, there's no if, it's when it doesn't go.
Hey, that was Joe and I presented at Texpo this year, and we got up there and the projector it was on, and about 3 minutes before we started, it shut off, wouldn't come back on, and
Time to go to plan B.
Joe saved the day.
Oh, no. We saved the day. Like, all I did was talk. While Ron just did anything and everything to get things moving again. And, that's collaboration, right? That's being creative. And if you can give those experiences to kids,
right.
They're better at the end of the day because they've learned. And I know we're not going to get into state testing, but holy smokes, get rid of state testing and focus more on stuff like that. So you can be, you can have a student that's a problem solver that can think on their feet and take care of issues.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of movements out there. There always is in education, but a lot of people think it's fertile now for like moving forward, what's going to happen. And I would love to see take out the core standards and New Jersey standards and just go to workplace readiness for the 20th century. They've done studies in 2015, 2020. These are all the skills you're going to need: problem solving, communication, working with others. And there's, they put them in groups of 10. Right. Creativity is number one. It moved up from like number 8 to number 1 in 5 years. And guess what? They all fit perfectly into Weave Video and creating media. They're home runs. They are.
Yep.
So, and really, the other part of this for me, I teach digital leadership. We called it this year, but it's digital citizenship, positive ways to do things with it. This is, digital leadership 101. You're on and you're on with kids, and eventually you're going to be on with work for a long time with a lot of these companies. So you better figure out, the etiquette, the privacy, there's tons of different digital citizenship lessons that firsthand, like you're living them as you're going on. Like, remember in the beginning, Google Meet, right? A lot of people use that. You would log off and the kids were still logging back on.
Exactly.
Password. So, a lot of, good lessons in there and, lessons to teach when kids are in elementary or middle school. And hopefully it doesn't happen in high school or the workplace that, they're not doing the right thing when they're online.
Thanks for listening to the Teaching Nerds podcast. Keep up with every new episode by subscribing on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, or anywhere you listen. Remember to visit teachernerds.com, and that's nerds with a Z. Follow us on Twitter @TeacherNerds and on Instagram @TeacherNerdsPodcast. And thank you for being one of the Teacher Nerds.